Turning my moderator hat on, the next speaker, Mark Musto, is co-owner and manager of Clearwater Seed. Clearwater Seed is grass and flower seed production and marketing company with most production on dry land, non-irrigated acreage. And believe you me, it's impressive. Mark graduated from the University of Idaho in animal science and ag business. Since graduation, he has farmed and worked in the seed industry. He's past chairman of the American Seed Trade Association Environmental Conservation Committee. Please welcome Mark.
Thanks, Paul. Well, I'm going to not be doing that, so you don't have to be looking at that for a while. Get a little bit of a break. Thanks for the invite today. I was asked to talk a little bit about the American Seed Trade Association, what it is we do, and how we work with the industry and with growers of native seed. First of all, the American Seed Trade Association is an advocacy group promoting not just native seed, but corn and soybean, every kind of seed produced out there. So it's a big umbrella advocating for the use of good, clean seed that is, I guess, high quality is what I would say. High quality seed and the use of that in industry. There's a smaller part under this umbrella, and that is what I was past chair of, and that is the Environmental Conservation Group. And we're a group of native, mostly native growers throughout the country, and a pretty diverse group of people growing cool season grasses, warm season grasses, really forbs, flower seed, a pretty broad spectrum of folks that represent that group and part of the industry. Some of the things that we do and that it's important, we're advocating for the use of native plant material in government programs such as CRP and CREP and anything that has to do with conservation. So we're continually advocating for the use of native plant material throughout the country in regard to BLM, Forest Service, other land management groups, and we also have built alliances with independent groups like Pheasants Forever, Society of Range Management, and other groups that have like interests in seeing conservation and the importance of conservation for continuing stable plant communities. We just completed, we have a yearly meeting in Washington, D.C. That was about a month ago. When we go back, we sit down and we meet with BLM and Forest Service, and we meet with NRCS and ARS people from a pretty broad spectrum, not only looking at end users like the agencies, but also the folks that bring us plant material. And we also spend a day on Capitol Hill visiting with congressmen and people that are involved in funding programs, conservation programs, and laying out those programs. So in a nutshell, we're big advocates of native plant material, restoration, and healthy landscapes. And it's quite a group of, I'd say, energetic, fun, hardworking individuals that are part of this, and so we're working for you out there. One issue that is kind of taken front and center and that's been talked about a lot but has not many good answers found, and so AST is working with the American Association of Seed Analysis to try to bring more uniformity into seed testing. That is an issue across the country that is problematic, and there's been a lot of studies done in the last 2 years of just the difference in testing results from labs on the exact same lot of seed that gets sent different places, and some really kind of shocking variations. Not so much as purity, but can be purity, but especially with germination and tetrazolium testing. And part of the problem is those tests, well, the standards for testing are old, they're archaic, and we're really set up for grains and things that are very simple today, if you look at the kind of plant material that in the last 10 years in the native world that's been brought forward, whether that be shrubs, forbs, things, you know, they need new testing procedures. So they need consistency. And so, because that affects us as growers, and it affects end users like yourselves, it's important, and it's an issue that we're collectively working. It's not an easy issue to find answers to, but we're working at it. We also are doing work in state and regional areas. We've been working with the Nevada Department of Agriculture on a recent weed listing on the noxious weed list of dog fennel. We're in conversations with them regarding that. And so on a lot of different fronts, both nationally and state and local, there's things going on. And on a little different note, I want to maybe give the group a little bit of idea as seed companies and seed growers today. You know, the great presentations today and lots of studies and lots of talk, and that's how we learn things. But I think it's really important for everybody to understand that for us as growers of native seed, you know, we're a really small part of a big agricultural community. We're this much in this world of agriculture, and today more than ever, there's just increased pressure to grow more food and more fuel crops. And we're under the gun to come up with acres, to keep acres in place and find acres, because of this cost of land and the cost of equipment and the cost of all the inputs. So I think it's important to know that when we are going out and talking to growers and working with growers, when we're competing against commodity prices that are extremely high right now and might be high for a long time to come, we need to be bringing plant material forward for them to grow that has some science behind it, has some research behind it, has some predictability behind it, because those are important things. Nobody today is going to go out and grow any amount of acres of anything and not have at least an opportunity for a good return. It's just too difficult. So when you think about, one of the things that was interesting at DC, when we talk about the demand for food, this country, well, agriculture will have to, I have it written here, I better make sure I'm saying this right. We'll have to produce more food in the next 10 years than it's had to produce for the last 4,000 years. It's a big deal. And the demand on acres is not going to change. So I guess as we go forward, we like growing plant material that works and is good. All of us that are doing it love it, but we certainly need the more consistency. We need I guess a clear message from you folks. A clear message. What is it you need? What is it that really works? And so we can do cost-effective growing and having cost-effective plant material for you to use to utilize that budget that is shrinking all the time. And the challenge is that, and to keep good growers in place and keep this industry going forward in really a healthy, stable environment. That's it. Any questions?
Any questions for Mark?
Wow, that's easy.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.